Alrighty there, guys. 2012 Harley-Davidson Sportster, the 48. Let's go play around, shall we? Always been a huge fan of these motorcycles. Classic old school design, iconic peanut style tank, and that classic Evo motor. Oh, you gotta love the sound and the feel of the old school Evo. I mean, sure, it doesn't put out the power of the new Revolution, but it's got that sound, it's got that feel, and they're just really durable. One of the neat things about these is the front to rear wheel are pretty similar in size, very, very similar. And it makes the handling characteristics, whenever you're going through turns, a little different than most of the other bikes out there. Normal motorcycles have got a much thinner front wheel than the rear. Fatter back tire, thinner front tire. Gives you a really cool style point to it. And of course, handling characteristics do abound, but it feels to me like this one wants to hold the turn down a little bit more. Whenever you get down into the turn, a bike with a thinner front tire to the rear front tire is going to pop up a little bit more automatic. With this one, when you put it down, it seems like she wants to stay there, just hold its position. One of the standard features I've always appreciated about these 48s is the mirrors. Normally on the Sportster family, or almost any of the Harleys out there, your mirror comes off of the top of the handlebar. And usually what winds up happening is it gives you a really great view of your shoulder. Harley does sell mirror extensions to be able to get them up over your shoulder so you can see what's going on behind you, or you can always put a bigger mirror on it. But what they did here is they decided to take a different route. Now, if you look, the mirrors are hanging below the actual handlebars. And I don't know if the camera picks it up or not, but I can see completely unobstructed under my arms. Oh. And, if you ask me, they look a little bit cooler. Now, the 48 is a lowered suspension motorcycle. So something you got to take into consideration is anytime that you've got a bike with lowered suspension, you also have limited travel. And that's a really nice fancy way of saying a little stiff in the suspension. So you got to be a little bit more conscientious over what you roll over. If you're going over a rough road, like that bump here, you're going to feel it. I mean, is it going to bust your back? No, not really. But you will feel the bumps in the road. It's not going to flow over it. That's, yet again, not what this bike is all about. This bike is all about that old school. Back then, you're lucky if they had any suspension. Forward controls, 60 plus horsepower, 72 foot-pounds of torque, bobber style handlebar, lowered suspension. All in all, fantastic machine. Rides a little stiffer than some, but yet again, it's really what it's designed for. If you're into the old school, if you're into that classic bobber style look, don't overlook the 48. It's a fantastic motorcycle, excellent for around town, or even short jumps up and down the interstate. Is it a bike that I'd tour the country with? No, but in the same aspect, you can put a good set of saddlebags and a windshield on almost anything. Get it out and go see the world. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Maybe one day, see you out on the road.